Get ready to witness history in the making. The Dead Sea, a geological wonder and popular tourist destination, is finally revealing its long-held secrets as it dried up before our eyes. But the truth it's uncovering is far more shocking than anyone could have imagined. This discovery has the potential to rewrite history as we know it, and its consequences will be felt far beyond the Middle East. Join us as we uncover the shocking truth behind the mysterious occurrences that are now threatening the safety of the area and the possible implications it can have on the rest of the world. The Dead Sea is known for its high salt concentration, making it impossible for individuals to sink in it. However, the sea's unique ecosystem and sensitivity to the environment have made it a critical indicator of the region's climate and water deficit. While it is true that the sea is shrinking, it will not disappear completely due to a balance in the rate of evaporation once the density and saltiness reach a certain point. Nevertheless, the alarming rate of its decline, with the surface level dropping over a meter each year, is leading to the recalculation of the world's lowest point, located 420 meters below sea level. The decreasing water level has resulted in an urgent need for action to protect the area's safety, and its possible consequences on the rest of the world are a cause for concern. The vistas of the Dead Sea have a surreal, almost lunar quality to them, similar to the Grand Canyon with Lake Como nestled in its depths. The ancients recognized the location's special qualities, although they were uncertain about its nature. According to legend, Cleopatra utilized products from the region, such as ass milk and almond extract, as part of her beauty regimen. King Herod, who had a winter palace nearby, may have also visited the area for health reasons. However, his negative historical reputation diminishes his significance as a classical world celebrity endorsement. During the Roman rule of the Middle East, they strictly controlled the highways around the Dead Sea due to its valuable salt resources. Salt was such an important commodity that it served as currency at the time. The area's health benefits appear to be legitimate, with the barometric pressure below sea level providing favorable air conditions for asthmatics, and the mineral-rich water, soothing mud, and bright sunlight providing benefits for those suffering from psoriasis. Several health agencies and organizations in various countries provide therapeutic travel for people with the disease. Despite the fact that the Dead Sea is shrinking and changing, it retains economic value. Visitors can enjoy resorts in Jordan or Israel, and both countries export cosmetic products from the region. Since a portion of the shoreline is under Israeli control in the West Bank, it is probable that Palestinians will benefit economically from the sea's unique features in the future. However, the decrease in water level is significant. During World War I, British engineers etched initials on a rock to measure the water level in Iraq, and the scratch marks are still visible on a dry rock a century later. To reach the current water level, one must cross rocks across a busy main road, navigate a thicket of marshy vegetation, and journey across a vast flat area, around 2 kilometers in total. The water's retreat has caused significant issues a few kilometers up the shore at the tourist town of Rinj. The waves lapped against the walls when the primary building, with its restaurant, shower block, and souvenir store, was completed in the late 1980s. The resort has now purchased a unique railway that transports passengers to the water's edge by a tractor, requiring a 2-kilometer journey. Nye Wagner, who is responsible for tourism in Einheid, is unsettled by the rate of change in the area. The sea has receded 2 kilometers since he was 18, and it costs $500,000 annually to use tractors and fuel to chase it. Growing up by the Dead Sea, he finds it sad to see the landscape deteriorate. Therefore, he chose to build his house with a view of the mountains instead of the sea, which remains still while the sea moves. Despite the Dead Sea's diminishing size, it still holds economic value, with resorts in Jordan and Israel and cosmetic products made in the region. Palestinians may also benefit from its unique features in the future. The sea's historical value is evident in the Roman Empire's strict control over the surrounding highways, and its salt was used as currency. The Dead Sea also offers health benefits, such as favorable conditions for asthmatics due to the low barometric pressure and therapeutic treatment for psoriasis. Notably, the water level has dropped significantly, and scratch marks from World War I engineers measuring it are still visible on a dry rock. To reach the current water level, visitors must traverse across the rocks and a thicket of marshy vegetation, followed by a vast flat that spans approximately 2 kilometers. This retreat of the water has caused significant issues for the tourist town of Einheid, located a few kilometers away. The waves have reached the walls of the main building constructed in the late 1980s, which houses a restaurant, shower block, and souvenir store. Consequently, the resort has had to purchase a unique railway to transport passengers to the water's edge using a tractor, which amounts to a 2-kilometer journey. Nye Wagner is concerned about the rapid change, as the sea used to be where he was standing at 18. He doesn't want his children and grandchildren to inherit a vastly different landscape. It's saddening for him to watch the Dead Sea landscape deteriorate. Despite the odd multi-story concrete hotel, the Dead Sea remains alluring to visitors with its unique chemistry, harsh microclimate, and stunning camel-colored mountains. Herod and Cleopatra would still recognize the view. However, to a geologist, the Dead Sea is merely the final lake of the Jordan River, where the water doesn't flow out but instead evaporates. Although it's an exaggeration to say that the Dead Sea is dying, it's a fair depiction of the river that feeds it. While true flash floods occur during the brief rainy season, most of the year, the river remains dry. It's possible to walk over it in some locations in Israel and the occupied West Bank during the dry season. Once a great river in the ancient world where Christ was baptized, the Jordan was still a powerful and flooding river in modern times. In 1847, the U.S. government sent a naval expedition to study Jordan for scientific, navigational, and religious reasons, led by the adventurous William F. Lynch. Lynch's account of the expedition provided insights into the river's sequence of high waterfalls and rapids that challenged their boats. However, his characterizations of the indigenous peoples were often insensitive by today's standards. Even 80 years later, there was still enough water in the Jordan for a hydroelectric power station to be erected in a remote part of the river valley. However, the region's water situation has changed dramatically in recent decades due to fluctuations in water volumes and political conflicts over water rights. Israel controls the amount of water flowing into the Jordan through a dam across the southern section of the Sea of Galilee, which has caused issues for farmers in Jordan and the Palestinian area of the West Bank, who rely on the river for their crops. Over the past 30 years, Syria has built 40 dams on the Yarmouk River, which feeds the Jordan. Some Jordanians believe Syria built the dams to provide water for Syrians, while others say it was retaliation for Israel and Jordan signing a peace accord. Politics and environmental changes have caused water scarcity in the Jordan River. Jordan has built dams for its own interests, while dam construction in other Middle Eastern countries has caused strategic confrontations. Iraq and Syria claim that the 1990s Ataturk Dam on the Euphrates cut off their water supply. If the Dead Sea dries up completely, the surrounding ecology, including flora and fauna, and local communities that depend on the sea would suffer. Many bacteria, algae, and salt-loving plants may thrive in the Dead Sea's high salt concentration. They may go extinct if these habitats disappear. The Dead Sea provides irrigation and income to nearby villages. The local economy would suffer if the sea dries up. The Dead Sea absorbs pollution and other substances, and its drying could unleash them into the environment. From its historical and cultural significance to its economic value and health benefits, the Dead Sea is a unique and important part of our world. But as the sea continues to shrink, it's clear that we must take action to protect it and the communities that depend on it, whether it's through conservation efforts, sustainable tourism, or responsible water management policies. We all have a role to play in preserving this natural wonder for generations to come.